tell us what we're drinking? It's my last beer, so while he fesses up to his mistake.
Warning, you might enjoy that we've never even heard of this beer, Aviso, before. So
Nick walks up saying, "Warning," to me, and I'm like, "What? What?" He's like, "Yeah, it's Aviso," and I'm like, "I've done that beer before."
wow.
There's usually a practice where, if we'll search our previous videos because we've done so many beers. We'll search and say, "Yep."
I would not have had to have gone that far.
It's why we change. It is actually why we. If you go back in our podcast, you'll see that we actually titled our podcast based on the content of the podcast. Then we got to the point where we were like, I don't know what beers we have done and haven't, so we had to start titling the episodes based on the beer so we could go back and look.
It has been very helpful.
So that's why you would do that, right?
That does make sense.
Now, to Nick's credit, not really even. A little bit. Like the most minimal amount of credit you can give someone.
Sure.
You didn't review the Aviso.
Correct. That is correct. However,
5 months ago.
To uncredit myself, weeks ago.
5 months.
Okay. What?
It was so the Aviso was when I first experimented with changing our thumbnails. So it's 5 months is when we did the Aviso.
Oh, that wasn't just the previous beer you had with Jack?
No.
Oh, okay. That does make me feel way better then.
And you should get in frame.
I know, I'm sorry I'm too tall. I don't know what to...
Back your chair up.
Here, let me just sit correctly in the chair here.
Feel better?
Yeah, this is nice. I do enjoy this. And I even had the moment where I was like, maybe this was the beer that him and Jack did the other week, and I did. I just blatantly did not look at all through our videos. Didn't even try. I kind of gambled, and here we are.
Well, to give you back that minimal amount of credit that you took from yourself.
Yep.
But to give it back to you again, E9 is known for changing their recipes every time they make a beer.
Sure.
Maybe not majorly.
Yeah, but
Todd and I talk.
They tinker.
They tinker a little bit, change things up. So it could be different.
I wouldn't know if it differs because I've never had it, but
you probably have had it. You probably just didn't do the review.
Maybe. It's pretty good. I like the beer we had last week.
Not a few minutes ago.
I like that beer a little better.
Same.
It's a very similar style, which is why I think it's silly that the other one is called a pale ale. But this one is thicker, and it's less pineapple-y, and it's more like orange and...
I'm getting orange and melon, maybe? It's got that very watery kind of papaya, maybe. I don't know.
Papaya, maybe even, yeah. But I see melon. Yeah, I see melon. So but it's in the same realm.
Yeah, sure.
It's turned up and they tinkered a few things, but
it's not as juicy either. Just by the premise of the fruit types, it's not as juicy as a pineapple would be.
No.
If you think of a papaya and a pineapple,
yeah,
the pineapple is way juicier in experiential sense.
Yeah, I agree.
And
this actually, surprisingly, though this one's heavier, it seems less bitter.
I was gonna say, on the same line, it's actually less hoppy.
Yeah.
And I think that's my key thing why this isn't amazing to me or incredibly pleasant. To me this is very okay. It's not even decent or pretty good because I'm it's kind of bland. It's kind of
fine.
just like, oh, you got some like papaya, orange, melon notes, but like if it was hoppier, if they like dumped Idaho 7 in this and really like jumped up the melon hoppiness, then it'd be like, oh, this is fucking great.
This is what happened when I tried. This is like my first hazy beer. This is what I'm drinking right now. First hazy beer I've ever had. That's this. And the first time you've ever had it, you're like, oh wow, that's pretty different. That's pretty good. But now this is all anyone ever fucking makes, and it's just middle of the road these days, you know.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, I don't know, C plus, B minus. I'm somewhere in there. I'm not stoked on it personally.
like a C plus.
Yeah, is it that bad?
That's again, it's just
not
fine.
It's not bad. Like we're shitting on it, but like we really like the last beer, so that's probably part of it.
Definitely.
And like, if you're gonna make this style of beer, I think one of the things that we like, in order for us to appreciate, you got to make it pretty hoppy.
You absolutely have to,
Because we're not trying to drink a glass of fruit juice. If we can do that,
if I wanted fruity maple syrup, I would get a double IPA, but I didn't. So don't give it to me.
you went a little drunk girl on that, but that's cool.
It was purposeful,
Allegedly.
but I didn't. So yeah.
Well, that's the Aviso, and aptly named because we're warning you about it.
True.
But just like any good person should do, disregard the warning entirely. Go get it yourself. Try it. Let us know what you think. Do all the YouTube stuff, and we'll see you in the next one.
Just try stuff.